My name is Anson Lundstrom. These are my audience members, and this is my informative speech on GMOs. When people hear the phrase GMO, they automatically think of glow-in-the-dark fish, frankenfood, rats with tumors, or cancerous crops. When it comes to the term GMO, everyone seems to consider themselves an expert. I can safely assure you that I'm not an expert, nor do I consider myself one. GMOs are organisms whose DNA has been altered via genetic engineering. They make crops yet vaster and increase the yield by eliminating factors like insects and increase the average size of certain animals so that they produce more meat. There are both good and bad sides of GMOs, some obvious facts, others impossible to prove. One thing for certain is that GMOs are a very large part of our current farming process and a constant topic in the media. Over the next few minutes, I hope to inform you of both the good and bad sides of GMOs, as well as explain why the phrase GMO has gained such a negative connotation and why that needs to change. The main use of GMOs is to increase crop yield. This is done by either enlarging the crops themselves or eliminating harmful factors such as harmful parasites or a resistant reaction to herbicides. For example, genetically modified soybeans are resistant to herbicides so that the crops can be sprayed without harming the beans themselves. Genetically modifying corn is also resistant to these herbicides, as well as the corn borer, an insect that can destroy entire crops. According to ResponsibleTechnology.com, genetically modified tomatoes are larger and longer than the regular ones. This way, farmers can sell more products without any more effort, which in turn would lower the price for consumers. This seems like a win-win situation for everybody, but there are negative effects to GMOs as well. A large problem with GMOs is that there are many large health factors that are overlooked, making them hazardous for your health and the environment. Many that are sprayed with chemicals are not washed properly, so that you may consume harmful chemicals. Of the ones that are washed properly, these chemicals may be dumped in water sources and polluted them, leading you to consume even more of them. While they are actually tightly regulated, according to ehow.com, GMOs are not required by the government to be labeled, and many manufacturers take this for granted. Once these organisms' DNA has been altered, there is no way to correct flaws, leading to a corrupted gene pool. Organisms that have been genetically altered to be resistant to herbicides may pass on their DNA to weeds, leading to a strain of weeds that is unaffected by herbicide. This contamination needs to be enforced so that we as a society do not create a problem that can't be fixed. A large problem with GMOs is that the general public knows very little about them. There is a negative connotation that goes with the phrase GMO that as soon as someone hears it, they immediately think of food that will give you cancer. Anti-GMO campaigns have distorted the views of the outcome of genetically modified foods. GMOs have proven safe to eat, and no adverse health conditions have resulted because of them. According to Slate.com, there is no evidence to the contrary. Selective breeding has been around forever, with humans taking the desired trait of one thing and putting it into another. So this is no new topic or discussion. People will have to learn that there are positive effects to GMOs. There are more positive effects of GMOs than negative ones, and that scientific studies should continue so that the harmful effects are eliminated. So the moral of this story is that you need to know what you're eating. GMOs have many effects on the environment, both good and bad, that need to be either studied, and advanced, or contained. This is the way that many large problems can be fixed, but it is also a way that many can be created. GMOs have not yet detrimentally hurt the environment, but if they're not regulated, which they are, they could do just that. This could be a solution to world hunger, which is why it needs to continue to be studied and perfected. People need to realize how important they are and understand that genetically modified organisms aren't necessarily a bad thing. As our knowledge and understanding of them grows, so will the crops themselves, and the starving people's hunger will be satisfied. Thank you.
Woohoo! Good job!
Very
Yay,
good.
good.
So when you hold pictures up,